Turning now to Storm Watch 12 meteorologist Josh Corbett. Sounds like it's going to be a day where if we can't stay inside and not drive, it's going to be another one of those types of days.
Yeah, we're going to have a lot of those days this week. And of course, we're already seeing the snow. It just carried over from this weekend. It's just continuing to stream into the area. And we're going to see this throughout the course of the morning. It will begin to taper off, and you'll see that on Stormcast. It'll taper off as we head into the late morning into the early afternoon, maybe a few flurries left out, but then it's going to get really interesting in the evening because this model is picking up on just some light snowfall in the west side valleys, but other models are getting a little bit more aggressive with it. That's why the National Weather Service has a winter weather advisory in effect for the west side valleys and for western Siskiyou County. But it does look like Tuesday overall is going to be a much quieter day than today is. And then we have yet another round of rain and snow that's going to enter the picture late Tuesday night into early Wednesday morning, albeit this is going to be a much weaker storm system compared to what we saw over the weekend. Those snow levels today are going to stay below 500 feet, so anything that falls from the sky is going to be frozen pretty much in all of our viewing area from the coast to the basin. Speaking of the coast, we could have 1 to 2 inches fall in addition to the snow that's already fallen. Again, this is over the next 48 hours. This will primarily come this morning. And then as we take a look at some of those snowfall totals down in Siskiyou County, we could have anywhere between 1 to 2 inches fall there up and down the Shasta Valley, and then on the east side also some very modest snowfall totals, especially in northern portions of Lake County. Look at that, Silver Lake could only maybe even just have a trace, and then in the Cascades it's nice to not see those deep shades of purple anymore. Nice to not see feet of snow on the map anymore. Those snow depths are still going to be feet deep, but the snowfall that can fall in addition to the snow that's already on the ground will be 3 to 4 inches, or could be 3 to 4 inches up there at Crater Lake, and then, 3 to 4 inches at Diamond Lake, 6 to 8 inches there at Crater Lake. Maybe another foot at Lake of the Woods. We'll see how that all pans out. In Siskiyou Summit, which there are already chain requirements there, could see an additional 6 inches of snowfall there. So with all that in mind, we still have a winter storm warning in effect for western Siskiyou County. This goes until 10 this morning, as we could have 2 to 5 inches of snow fall there. And then elsewhere, we have a winter weather advisory all across the map. Everyone in our viewing area has this winter weather advisory in effect until 10 in the morning. And then round number 2, what I was telling you about some of the models are kind of disagreeing overnight. Well, we have a winter weather advisory in effect anyway for Jackson, Josephine, and Curry counties. This is above 500 feet. And for western Siskiyou counties, we could have another few inches of snow fall in these areas if that forecast pans out. So for today, snow mainly in the beginning part of the day, but kind of the subplot is just how cold it's going to be. Look at this high temperature there at Crater Lake, 12 degrees. Then for tonight, look at those lows, single digits at Crater Lake and in Lakeview. Some of those wind chills could be sub-zero. And as we look at travel conditions through the next 4 days, thankfully, the snow is going to back off as we head into Wednesday and Thursday, but I'm hesitant to give it a green light just because we're not going to have much melting, as that Arctic air really isn't going to allow for much melting. So here's your 7-day forecast along the coast. Of course, just a very active pattern. Getting less active, though, as we head towards the end of the week. I guess I should say less active relative to what we just went through over the course of the holiday weekend. Then in Siskiyou County, also a very active stretch of weather. We could still have another couple of inches of snowfall there in Siskiyou County, primarily throughout the course of the morning. Then on the east side, also seeing chances for snow. Very light chances for snow, though, especially in northern parts of Klamath and Lake counties, as we'll just see maybe a trace to an inch fall throughout the next 48 hours. Up in the mountains, like I just showed you on the map, maybe we could have another foot of snowfall up at Lake of the Woods. Crater Lake could maybe see another 6 to 8 inches. And then in the Rogue Valley, we're going to see snow throughout the course of the morning, but it'll begin to taper off as we head into later portions of the day.
And then in terms of your concerns for the weather, is travel and the road conditions the main thing you're keeping your eye on?
Yeah, like I said, we're going to have another few inches of snowfall in certain areas. It kind of just depends on where these snow squalls line up. And then you have freezing temperatures on top of that, and we're not really going to have much in the way of melting just because of this Arctic air that is in place. So travel doesn't really look like it's going to improve drastically over the next 24 hours.
Yeah. All right. Good to know. Thank you, Josh.
Of course.